Crepey skin. Is there anything that you can do at home to improve the appearance of it? Guess what? You're in the right video, because that is exactly the topic of today's video. The appearance of finely wrinkled, dry, fragile skin that's prone to tearing might be described as crepey skin. To a certain extent, this is part of the normal aging process for a lot of people. With age, our skin undergoes some changes. The epidermis, the top part of the skin, atrophies. It gets thinner. The deeper layers of the skin are producing less collagen, there's less elasticity, and we lose a lot of the supportive framework. Our skin's ability to retain water declines, and so we lose some of the firmness, the suppleness. The production of natural moisturizing factors and components of the skin barrier decline with age, making us more vulnerable to dryness as a result of increases in what's called transepidermal water loss. Without a doubt, cumulative lifetime sun exposure can exacerbate some of these changes. Ultraviolet radiation from the sun damages the supportive framework of our skin, and it also compromises the normal maturation processes of the epidermis and plays a role in decline of barrier function. Then there's this class of medications that some people have to use, whether it be by mouth or applied to the skin, called corticosteroids, such as prednisone, triamcinolone, clobetasol. These are just some names of medications in this class. And depending on a few factors, which we won't get into in today's video, these medications can cause thinning of the skin, atrophy, and contribute to the appearance of crepiness. If you are a longtime smoker, some of these changes can also be exacerbated, as smoking damages our skin and depletes our skin of its defenses, namely the antioxidant systems, making these changes more extensive. A lot of women start noticing crepiness around the time of menopause. This is because with menopause, you have a decline in the hormone estrogen. Estrogen, as it turns out, plays a key role in producing healthy collagen, and so we lose some of the supportive framework, and our skin also becomes more vulnerable to dryness around that time, so it's not uncommon for crepiness to appear with menopause. Now, obviously, I always emphasize the importance of good sun protection for keeping your skin healthy long term, but what could you incorporate into your routine, if you're not already, that might actually help to actively improve upon some existing crepiness? To be clear, there's no cream out there that is going to substantially replace lost volume. If you have a lot of skin laxity, loose skin, say you lost a lot of weight and some of the overlying skin appears dry and crepey, creams are not going to restore that volume. They're not going to tighten the skin down. But for crepey skin, I know it sounds really basic, but using a moisturizer can really help improve the appearance of the crepiness. Ideally, you apply moisturizer after bathing to the skin, optimally help reduce transepidermal water loss. Remember, with age, the skin is not as good at keeping water in. Give it a little TLC with a moisturizer. Thick, greasy ointment is really good at reducing water loss if you can hack it. Otherwise, you might want to try a lightweight cream or lotion. Moisturizers reduce transepidermal water loss, improve barrier function, and they help the natural turnover processes of the epidermis go along at a more reasonable rate. Now, simply the act of moisturizing is not going to replace collagen loss, but if you take dry, crepey skin, you consistently moisturize it and improve water content in the epidermis and the stratum corneum, the outermost protective layer. When you touch the skin, it's going to feel a lot firmer. It's going to look and feel plumper because of improved water content. And so long as you continue to use moisturizers, you will appreciate that effect. The other thing I would suggest is looking for moisturizers with urea. Urea is a hygroscopic ingredient. It's naturally found as part of your skin's natural moisturizing factors, and it can help improve water content in the skin, having a subtle firming effect. Try moisturizing consistently for a couple of weeks and see if you see a difference. But the next thing you might want to consider is a form of topical vitamin A like retinol. Retinol can get converted to retinoic acid in the skin and can improve collagen production, having a skin firming effect. Maybe you have been prescribed a prescription retinoid. Over the counter, you might try adapalene, FDA approved for acne, but can have impacts on collagen production. I often tell people who have crepey skin, say on the backs of their hands, that adapalene can be used there to improve the visible signs of skin aging and improve collagen production. To larger surfaces, you might try a retinol body lotion. It can help with collagen production when used consistently. Next is an ingredient that does not get enough love when it comes to actually impacting not just the epidermis, the part of the skin that thins with age, but the dermis, the part of the skin that is not making collagen as readily. You know, retinol addresses that, but this other ingredient can, depending on the formulation, and that is actually lactic acid. 5% lactic acid has been shown to improve epidermal thickness. That's the top part of the skin that atrophies with age. But if you go higher to 12%, not only does it improve epidermal thickness, but it's been shown to improve dermal thickness, the supportive framework as well. And lactic acid has actually been examined for reversing skin thinning related to corticosteroid medications. This is not some exotic, highly gate-capped, as they say, ingredient. It's what is in amlactin, ammonium lactate. Amlactin makes a 12% lotion. That's an option. Even using a lower percentage, though, can help improve epidermal thickness and get you some improvement in that crepey appearance. So as far as stuff that you apply to your skin that you can buy in the store, there's just straight up moisturizer, which don't side-eye, can definitely help just improve the appearance of the skin. There's retinol, lactic acid. Aside from these creams, the next thing you might want to try out, which is admittedly an investment up front, is red and near-infrared light therapy. Photobiomodulation. Red and near-infrared penetrate the skin to the level of the dermis and can stimulate collagen production when used consistently, and also can help improve circulation and the delivery of healthy growth factors, has an anti-inflammatory effect. They make masks, they make devices to go on your neck, your chest, the backs of your hands. They don't make a whole total body device yet. One thing I caution about these devices is they only work so long as you stay consistent using them. So if it's something that you don't think you can commit to doing regularly, then don't invest in them, because like I said, they are an upfront cost. But they're safe, very few to no side effects, other than some people experience a little bit of sensitivity, but they have been shown to be effective. They're a great option as maintenance. They can be very helpful for imparting a firming effect by stimulating healthy collagen production. I use the Omnilux contour device. I am affiliated with Omnilux. It's a great device. Omnilux is the company that makes the devices that are used in office. They have a lot of peer-reviewed papers behind their name, so they're a great option. And then last thing I want to talk about is not something you can buy in the store per se, but is for menopausal women and postmenopausal women to address what can be described essentially as estrogen deficient skin, and that is topical estrogen cream. You see a lot of people talking about topical estrogen cream for wrinkles. Now, there's actually some research to support this, that applying estrogen to estrogen deficient skin, aka you've gone through menopause, can help get some of that collagen production back on track. Research suggests that not only does applying topical estrogen to estrogen deficient skin improve the collagen production in the deeper layers, but also can improve epidermal thickness. So ultimately, that can have a skin firming effect. The results may be more dramatic in areas that are sun protected. If you have a lot of sun damage and you pursue a topical estrogen, it may not have much of an effect. It doesn't reverse sun damage. It's generally safe and well tolerated. Now, to be clear, when I say these things can have a skin firming effect, I'm not talking about tightening loose skin laxity. I'm talking about you have your skin and the surface of it looks finely wrinkled, it's vulnerable to tearing, and you want to strengthen the skin. Both the epidermis and the dermis, you want to build up, strengthen, so that the skin is resistant to tearing. This is especially an issue for older adults on the backs of their hands, actually. That fragility over time can make their skin more vulnerable to tearing, to injury, to bruising. And so these interventions that I've talked about in today's video, they might offer the potential to improve upon some of that and ultimately really make a difference for someone. Now, of course, there are many in-office procedures that can really get in there and improve collagen production, collagen induction therapy. But today's video, I just wanted to touch on simple things that you can do at home that can be quite helpful. I hope this video was helpful to you all. Now, on the end slate, I'm going to put one of my recent videos all about estrogen creams. If you want to learn a little bit more about them in that video, go ahead and watch it next. But if you like this one, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.